Hello everyone, this is Ian and I wish to welcome you back to the Common Sense Collective. It's been a while, but I just wanted to drop a quick and dirty. Something interesting happened today. It was on my mind and I figured I would share it with you. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is samples. I'm going to focus on samples in this video because samples can give you a whole lot of bang for your buck if you're getting legit samples. And even if you're not getting legit samples, if you're getting the stuff from the gas station, you could still find something that you really like. This, for instance, this is the scent of peace for him, a Bond number 9 scent. Now, I love Bond number 9. I have a couple bottles, not many of them because they are damn expensive, but I wanted to smell this scent because I bought Bleecker Street, as you can see here. I went to Saks Fifth Avenue and got Bleecker Street, and I have a couple other bottles of it. But I smelled this scent in the Saks Fifth, and I wanted to get it, but I didn't feel like spending all the money on it. So I was like, you know what, let me get this sampler and see how it wears on me. Now, to this day, I haven't bought the scent of peace yet, but at some point I will. This is a cologne that I actually heard about from a guy on Instagram. I can't recall his name right now, but this is actually Zoologist, the elephant scent. Now this smells great. I haven't gotten along to buying it yet because there are a couple other scents that I want to get. But then again, this is something else I really enjoyed. Really good. It was cheap. Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. As you can see, this one is, I believe this is actually an authentic sample. Look, they make really good labels, one of those two. It's kind of leaking, so maybe it may not be as good as I actually thought, but this stuff smells amazing. And what's interesting is you see that it's almost gone. I use this a lot, and what's funny is when I went to the Tom Ford store, which I believe, the Tom Ford cologne section, which I believe is in Nordstrom, it smelled exactly the same, so this is an authentic sample. Grey Vetiver, straight out of a gas station. Or I may have gotten this online. Inspired by Grey Vetiver. This led to a purchase of actual Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford by me, which I believe I gave to my dad. This is an authentic sample. Black Afghano. Very, very pungent, very strong, very powerful. When I use this sample, I only wear this for very certain occasions. When I use this sample, I will buy this. This is great. I believe this is Nejma 7 Oud. Very indistinct case. Very powerful stuff inside this. Unlabeled. But just from what I've smelled of it, I want to try the actual scent. Now, let's get to the meat of this. This is I Love New York for Men by Bond number 9. This is a discontinued scent that I've wanted for a while, but I could not find because it was discontinued. And I am not big on buying whole bottles of cologne off the internet, or more so off eBay, because you don't know what you're getting. Well, if you look at the label on the bottom of this one, it has the official label, trademark, do not use without permission, the Bond number 9 label, Laurice & Co., New York. You have the official label for the Bleecker Street, which was actually purchased in Saks Fifth Avenue. This is Bleecker Street. If you look at the bottles are very, very similar, the same. Which leads me to believe that I was able to really find a bottle of I Love New York, Bond number 9. An authentic one. Now here's the issue. Just quality, craftsmanship issues. It's old. It was discontinued some years back, so that's loose. If you look at the Bleecker Street, and it isn't. So that kind of makes me wonder. But the thing about this cologne is it was discontinued, and this is where the kicker comes in with samples. The samples I've shown you, some of the samples I actually have in this bag. Some Creed in there that I got from Nordstrom. Those samples smell good, and they don't smell old. The issue I had with this is a discontinued scent. So It smells. I feel as if the oils begin to they've started settling in this. And you can tell because when you first spray it, there's a very strong alcohol scent. Now, the only thing about it is when it dries down, it smells amazing. And I'm actually making this video because a coworker complimented me on this cologne while she was about 3 or 4 feet away from me getting pizza in the cafeteria. And sort of like the child lines. Basically, they said, "Someone have some cologne on? It smells really good." That being said, this was at around 11:30 in the morning, and I sprayed this cologne on at about maybe 6:20 this morning. And I've been walking around literally outside all day in very, very humid weather with wind. And even under all those conditions where I got wet, was in the weather, and it'd been sprayed on me for 5 hours, the scent was still broadcasting enough to where someone within the 3 or 4 foot radius could smell it. Now, of course, everyone knows Bond Number 9 makes really good, powerful scents that last and broadcast really well. But the kicker with this is no scent that smells like alcohol for the most part when you spray it. Also, when I got this, it was $79, $250, $79. Now, I'll say this as a disclaimer. I will never again buy a high-end cologne on eBay. I'll take that back. I'll never buy a full-size bottle of a high-end cologne on eBay because chances are you're getting something that's fake. That's just how it is. But this, I don't believe is fake. I believe it's just really old and they knew it was turning into alcohol or the oils were settling, and they're not going to tell you that, but you're expected to know. You can get on the internet and likely find out when something was put out of production or when they stopped selling it. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're interested in getting involved in colognes or even whiskey, like Flavier, there are plenty different avenues for you to try different things and try samples of them. Try samples. Put out a little bit of money before you put out a lot of money and get something you're not satisfied with. This was $80, and I bought it on the strength that I have other bottles of Bond Number 9 and that they make very good scents. This was a purchase because I wanted this scent because I smelled the sample of it. I used all of the sample. That being said, the small sample size that I did get was very strong. Likely because it had been separated, or maybe it was a newer batch, or it had been shaken up, or something had been stored properly to where the oils had not yet settled. So this one dried down well, but the initial edge was really, really hard. The scent that I got in the sample size was smooth from the first spray, the initial spray, and dried down very well. There's nothing wrong with samples. Samples will save you money in the long run. So whenever you do find something that you want to get or you fall in love with, you've only spent $8 or $9 rather than going to spend $200 on the bottle of cologne, which I spent money on cologne and things that I hadn't actually tried beforehand. I've gotten lucky most of the times because they were good reviews. But you get samples for cheap. You can find what you really love rather than spending out all your money on something and a gamble. If you're going to gamble with something like this, go small. Don't go big out the gate because you do risk losing it. And likely you're not going to be able to get your money back for something like this. I thank you for your time. Hope y'all took something away from it. Till next time, people.